Good afternoon, and welcome to part 3 of our 3-part series of Quickeners for nutrition counseling for the registered dietitian. Today we will discuss telehealth and marketing. On behalf of the National Resource Center for Nutrition and Aging, we thank you for being here. To tell you a little bit about me, my name is Jocelyn Evans. I'm a registered and licensed dietitian. I'm also certified in gerontological nutrition. I'm a consultant dietitian with the National Resource Center for Nutrition and Aging, and I have 5+ years of experience working with the older adult population, both in long-term care and community settings. So first, let's discuss what is telehealth. According to Health Resources and Service Administration, telehealth is done primarily online with internet access on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. It allows the provider to provide care for the client without an in-person visit. Options for telehealth include talking to the provider over the phone or video chat, sending and receiving messages from the provider using messaging or email, and also using remote monitoring so the provider can check on the client from home. It's important to check if telehealth is included in the registered dietitian's liability insurance before utilizing. If the dietitian plans to bill insurance, be sure to check specific requirements related to telehealth services. The Academy of Nutrition Dietetics has a great telehealth guide on their website. There's also additional information regarding telehealth on the Health and Human Services website as well. Here are some tips for the dietitian. First, the appropriate environment for an online appointment. It's important to always dress professionally. Be sure that the sound has good microphone quality. Be sure there is bright lighting so the client can see you well. Include a neutral wall color or background. Limit distractions, and also be sure to have the camera at eye level. Some of the steps for your nutrition counseling telehealth session can include educating the client on equipment needed, explaining to the client how the session will work, emphasizing the benefits to the client, determine any obstacles for the client, for example, their access to technology or their ability to use technology, and always be sure to have a contingency plan for technology failure. Be sure the client understands the plan as well. A consultation over the phone. A client may also feel more comfortable with the telephone consultation instead of a video or even in person. A telephone consultation could be an option for a client who does not have the appropriate technology for a video conference. Keep in mind, however, that rapport may be more difficult to build via the telephone than on video or face-to-face. Next, let's discuss client information. It's important to determine a process with your organization and how the client information will be captured prior to the telehealth session. This information may include, but is not limited to, any medical or diet history, a food journal, and/or client goals. This information may be captured through physical copies sent via mail or as email, or could be with a link to a website for the client to access a form to fill out. It's also important to note that the AAA may need to have the client complete an intake form, so the registered dietitian should consider the potential for duplicate information. This is an example taken from uwhealth.org and could be used for the client to fill out themselves prior to the consultation. Telehealth platforms. It's important that the platform that you use must be HIPAA compliant. You can see multiple listed that are HIPAA compliant. FaceTime, Skype, and text messages are not considered HIPAA compliant. Always follow best practices as you would with an in-person consultation. So we're going to switch gears and discuss marketing and how the dietitian can help the Aging Network with marketing the services. Social media. Creating videos regarding recipes, nutrition tips, nutrition counseling testimonials, and also grocery store tours. Creating and posting content such as a blog post on your professional pages for the Aging Network to share on their pages. On the Aging Network's website, you could ask the AAA or other organization if they could post a blurb about yourself on its website. One idea may be to provide a scheduling option directly on the website for clients to schedule online a nutrition counseling consultation. It's important to include the contact information for the registered dietitian. One area agency on aging in New York added the Determine checklist on its website to give clients the ability to assess their own nutritional status. If the client is at moderate or high risk, the client is encouraged to contact the AAA or to see the client's healthcare provider. Other ideas in assisting the Aging Network with marketing could be assisting with health fairs, grand openings, or holding a booth for information about services that the RD can offer. Hosting free 10-minute discovery calls with virtual introductions. Coordinating with local university dietetics programs to assist with counseling sessions. Partnering with nutrition education programs. And also providing meal site manager awareness and training about nutrition counseling. Using videos for marketing can be an important part of your marketing plan. Videos can increase engagement on your social media channels, educate your consumers, and also reach your audience in a different way. One thing that's important to do prior to making your own videos is to look at other websites with nutrition or cooking videos and take notes. Ask yourself these questions. Number one, how long was the segment? Did you feel it was too long or too short? What did you like about the video? Number three, did it lead you to take further action? And number four, did anything detract you from the video, such as jerky movement or poor sound quality? Here are some examples of videos that you could create. Cooking demonstrations, an event video. You could even do one live at an event. Expert interviews, participant interviews, and also an educational or how-to video. So some additional information about videos and how they can be included in the marketing plan for the Aging Network. Videos can help the registered dietitian build the following. It's important to invest in the right equipment, including a webcam and a microphone. Sound is more important than you may think. People take about 70% of the information from the sound, not the picture, so the content should be clear. Make sure the space is well lit with no odd shadows. 1 to 2 minute segments are typically best in terms of clip length. Viewers may not need to wait as long for downloading. And if you're planning to do an interview, it should be up close. It's recommended to not wear red. The color is more likely to become fuzzy looking. Dietitians are the experts. Make it a point to explain why dietitians are the experts in this field. Most people do not know what registered dietitians are or the difference between nutritionists and dietitians. It's important that the registered dietitian educate clients on the value of nutrition counseling. One idea to promote an RD's value is to produce a document that shows the differences between a dietitian and a nutritionist. This concludes part 3. This information will also be included in a PDF document on the National Resource Center for Nutrition and Aging's website. We thank you for being here and hope to see you next time.